You were born in Canada. Where and how did you make your money?
So I was born in Canada. I have an English mother. I have made my money investing in real estate worldwide, so commercial income earning real estate. I founded and started and still operate an insurance company, a national insurance company, and I founded a finance company. I'm a doctor of finance, an MBA, Master's of Science, and I mean, I've worked very, very hard to make my money, but I've also built and sold companies and worldwide.
And is it true to say that your net worth is around £500 million?
Yes, it is true.
Okay. And you've had enough. You're going to leave along with your husband. I think you've been here since 2022 and you're leaving imminently.
Well, I haven't had enough money. I haven't had enough money. That was, but yes, no, we've had enough of the changes. We do pay our fair share, if not more, of taxes. And the non-DOMs, and arguably about 73,000, invest over 1% into tax revenue of the whole country of the United Kingdom. And that's a $1.1 trillion in tax revenue. We are responsible for paying tax in England of 1.14%. And so that is a fact, not an assumption, that we invest a lot. Now, we're being asked to be taxed on our worldwide income.
Yeah.
So in my case, when you say, what do I do? Well, I have corporations worldwide. My husband employs 3,000 people. Is he supposed to pay double tax on his worldwide income? Now, and we also have invested over 25 million pounds into infrastructure in England, and we employ over 100 people. We pay tax in England more than most people pay tax in England in general. And we want to continue to do that. But to be taxed on worldwide income, so that's separating. When the catchphrase fair share of taxes is used, we do pay more than our fair share of taxes. We're in the higher tax bracket. We pay it in England. What any intelligent business person isn't wanting to do is pay tax on their worldwide income.
Some people, and I can understand what you're saying, and there'll be people who agree with you. They'll say, oh, you have paid your fair share. But other people will say, well, hang on a second. You know, you benefit, I suppose, from living in this country, but you have extra money that's made abroad. Pay a little bit more tax. You'll still be fabulously wealthy, but you just have to give a little bit of that for the privilege of living here, I suppose, and being fabulously wealthy already.
It is beautiful, but we're very mobile. We can go to other countries that roll out the red carpet. But I'm not in disagreement. I'd say, why not? Why not? So just say, of those 73,000 non-DOMs, 11,700 of us are millionaires and billionaires. Why not tax us a fee of $300,000 a year? If you did that, of the only a portion paid $300,000 a year, you get an income of $12.5 billion per year, or $3.5 billion per year, on just that $300,000 a year from us. But also make us pay extra and invest a minimum of $5 million into infrastructure and helping the UK over a 5-year period. And they do that in other countries, like the British Virgin Islands, where you pay a fee per annum. Plus, you have to invest in infrastructure and invest in to help the people of the UK. So you put a proposal in, and you have to do that over 5 years. That would put alone, including what we already pay tax, $166 billion within 5 years into the country.
Okay.
That alone would solve that. That makes sense. Make us pay. But to do it as a blanket on worldwide income, when some of us have billions and billions offshore that we're paying taxes on legitimately in other countries, as a blanket, when you're very, very wealthy, you've made your money because you run businesses. That does not make any sense.
Okay.
A blanket of tax on worldwide income.
Now, Anne,
yes.
you've come on and you've made your case, and I'm sure you're prepared for some people to disagree with your position. So I'm going to read some relatively polite text out for you, just so you can respond. Chris says, please leave. Don't let the door slam on you on the way out. Paul, oh great, this woman is telling us how she's a poor millionaire that is leaving the country. I can hear the world's smallest violin. How do you connect and communicate and convince those kind of people, or do you think you just can't?
I think that having an intelligent conversation rather than name calling or saying slam the front door is a little bit more proactive. And I'm not trying to stay because I mean I don't feel welcome by all these people, but I'm trying to say, look at me, I'm a businesswoman, and maybe that is just sort of forgotten just when someone says slam the front door. But I'm saying there are solutions to take money from us so it doesn't affect the economy and doesn't affect people that cannot afford to be affected by higher taxes because money is being lost. I mean, we arguably are heading into a recession in England, arguably, but definitely the economy is being hit. So I'm saying take from the wealthy, take from us, and have ways that we can help the economy. Why kick us out?
Now, you're going to Italy, is that right?
Yes. Not happily, but yes.
Not happily, okay. They have a special flat rate tax regime which allows people like you, I think I'm right in saying this, to live there and pay just 200,000 euros a year on foreign income for up to 15 years. So you would just have to pay 200,000 euros and they won't tax anything else.
No. You're taxed on anything within Italy as well. Plus, you have to invest within Italy. There's other things that go along with that.
But nothing on foreign income. Right.
Not on, and many countries do. They roll out the red carpet and they realize that we're bringing intellect, we're bringing money, and we're investing in their countries. They're smart. They say, come and we invite you to our country. Come bring your money with you and invest in our country. They get it.
Now, Reform UK, I think, proposed a similar thing. You probably know this. Nigel Farage said, I think it was back in June, he said, we've got this idea that you can pay £250,000 of a fee, and then there'll be no tax on money earned abroad, no inheritance tax. I'm sure you're aware of that. So presumably, is that a vote winner for you?
Yes, and I was suggesting between 200 and 300,000, but 300,000 would be $3.51 billion that we would bring in if only the wealthy, 11,700 of the 73,000 paid in. Then, and also I would say above what Nigel Farage says is invest $5 million within 5 years, a minimum of. So an investment proposal, this is how we're going to help. And that would be approved, and there would be penalties paid if we didn't do it. That alone, only utilizing 11,700, not 73,000, because some are doctors or lawyers are in the country, not necessarily wealthy enough to be able to pay those fees. But then they would pay tax. So that makes sense.
Okay. Finally, you said you're moving to Italy not happily. Why would you rather live here than Italy?
I like the food.
What? No one's ever said that. You prefer British food to Italian food. Really?
I studied in England. My mother's English. No, I don't. I'm highly allergic to gluten. This is very difficult to move to Italy.
Goodness sake. Right. Well, Anne, I mean, I don't know what to say. I know you're not the only person who is moving or threatening to move, but I'm afraid not all, but most of our listeners don't seem to be that sympathetic to you. But thank you for coming on and explaining your reasoning behind it all. That is Ann Kaplan Mulholland.